This is an NYY Sports Talk podcast presented to you by Baseballism, a premium lifestyle apparel brand inspired by America's pastime. Baseballism is America's brand.
Now batting for the New York Yankees, the shortstop, number two.
Welcome back. This is episode 114 of the NYYST podcast presented to you by Baseballism.com. I am your host, Christian, as always, joined by my co-host, Chris.
You.
And it's, how would you say it in Boston?
It's fucking Stat Guy Rye.
Stat Guy Rye.
What up?
Little inside joke, but Chris and Ryan just came back from Boston.
It was wicked.
It's actually fucking Boston, and we went to Fenway Park.
Yeah, it's actually an incredible stadium.
So Chris and Ryan are Fugazi Yankee fans because they went to Boston this weekend.
It wasn't okay. I've toured Fenway Park before. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
We do. I didn't know that was like common knowledge.
Going to a game was pretty cool. It wasn't my top like 3 or 4 stadiums, but to watch a game, it's possibly my number one. To watch. The seats, first of all, everything is from the fucking 1900s.
Yeah, which is like, I get
Which
you,
is
I
cool.
get it, but get new seats.
It's cool for like 10 minutes. But when you're sitting there and he's fucking what, 6'3"?
6'3", yeah, 6'3".
6'3"?
Sure.
His knees were first.
Yeah.
The jerk off in front of us had to keep his arm around his wife.
Right.
It probably wasn't even his wife. It was probably his mistress.
Yeah.
Arm around the wife. Ryan's knees going through his back.
Yeah, the seats there. I mean, come on.
And you're
guys.
like this. I'm big. I'm wide. And both of them next to me, they can't even breathe.
Wide guy.
I'm wide guy Chris. That part sucked, but it is a very intimate feel to watch the game there because you're on top of the field.
The Sox, who they dropped 2 in a row to the Rays.
Why was it only? Did they win the first game?
It was postponed, right? It was supposed to be a 3-gamer, but
it's made up in June 8th or something.
So Yankees actually they swept the San Francisco Giants over the weekend. So the Yankees are sitting at 17-11 right now, playing .600 baseball, which is it's
absolutely unbelievable.
You can't even comprehend it. And 2 more guys went down to injury today. DJ LeMahieu fouled the ball off his leg on Friday, and they kind of acted up on him today. And Gio Urshela, who's been a godsend. I mean,
unbelievable.
Avengers Endgame came out over the weekend, and Ryan and I both saw it. And we are tentatively planning a Endgame podcast to be released Friday morning.
Are you doing a whole new show, like just the 2 of you?
Yeah.
Or is it just an episode of Hitting Hard?
No, it'll be an episode of Hitting Hard.
Are you gonna
me.
plan to do a movie podcast?
I don't know. Movies that Ryan and I see together, maybe we'll use that as an episode of my pod, because the thing with my show is that it's hard.
Not just Yankees.
It's not just Yankees, and it's hard to do it now when the Yankees are on, because optimum time is to be doing it between 7 and 8 o'clock.
Right.
No, who cares when the Yankees are on?
Well, I said it in my show last week. I never know when I'm coming back. And you know what? I'm okay with it. We're not looking to go mainstream with those shows. We're just looking to every now and then put out some extra content. It's tough. I mean, we haven't done this show twice for the week in a few weeks now because of the schedule. But when we're doing this twice a week and we just have a lot on our plate.
There's only so many ways you could say the same thing too, which is another reason why I haven't done it.
Right,
we're doing 2 shows a week, and what am I going to talk about? And the reason why we're going to do Hitting Hard a little differently this week is normally I stream live on Twitter, but since we would be talking about Endgame, I don't want to stream live this way. Somebody might come on and pick up a spoiler that they haven't seen the movie yet. This way you have the option of listening to that show if you haven't already, if you've seen the movie.
Technically, you can go live. You can put in the tweet, spoiler
I know,
alert,
but somebody
but the volume doesn't play automatically for people.
I just don't want somebody to, because some jerk off Saturday morning. I went to see the movie Saturday morning. Some fucking jerk off posted 5 spoilers on
What are you
Twitter
doing? Like, come on, man.
Saturday morning. And you know who I'm not even mad at him that he did it. It's the person that quote tweeted it and said, "You're a fucking asshole for doing this."
Yeah, because then
No,
you're
you're the asshole because now you're mad that you saw these spoilers.
What, you like went back at them and then they quote tweeted you and said you're an asshole?
No. I didn't get involved in this. I just went on Twitter Saturday morning and somebody retweeted spoilers, but quote tweeted and said, "Oh, you're an asshole for tweeting these." Like, no, dude, you just worsened it. In my mind, you made it worse. You're the bigger asshole because, yeah, it sucks for you that you saw the spoilers, but now that you're pissed that you saw spoilers, you retweeted it and opened it up to a new level of people.
Oh, I got it now. It's like 2 wrongs don't make a right, but he's even more wrong than the first guy.
Yes, that's my opinion.
I kind of agree.
And 5 out of the 5 spoilers that I saw, 4 of them were correct.
So when are you guys doing the show? Because I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to be behind the scenes and do what I do and not have to also be involved.
Well,
in the
Thursday
show.
The schedule's gonna break nice for us this week. The Yankees are off because it's Sunday night, so Yankees are off Monday, playing a 2-game set against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and then they're off Thursday to travel back home. So we can come here, do a nice little quick pod recapping the Arizona series, and then this way we don't get exhausted from talking too much about the Yankees. Then we can, do the end game pod.
I like that.
Sounds good to me,
I'm
dude.
pretty excited. Are you guys going to bring a change of clothes?
Why?
So it's not,
Oh, so we're not wearing like Yankee gear?
No.
You want me to wear an Iron Man t-shirt?
You're just going to go. Now we video all these shows.
So what?
Now.
You wear the same.
I wear the same
you
thing,
wear the
right,
same
every
thing
night.
all the time.
Like we're
I
filming
have-
Jeopardy, 2 different episodes on the same day. They bring different shirts.
All right, look, there's going to be a little bit of fluff in this show, and I'm just going to get it out of the way now. Because we're going to get to Yankee shit, don't worry. But we haven't fluffed enough.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been
porn,
able
isn't
to
the
fluff.
fluffer the one that gets them before the scene? Isn't that what a fluffer is?
Yes. Yep, in a porn.
In a porn.
You got to fluff them up. We're going to fluff you up right now.
I actually had something for you today, but I left it at home. And
That's weird that you just brought that up now.
because
in that context.
I reached out to the Yankees and they sent me something. And
Oh, yeah?
It's for our recording area.
Oh, I like that.
Cool.
But real quick, I texted you this. I just want to get this out of the way very quickly.
And don't reach out to the Yankees and have them send you shit too, but it's only because I ordered multiple Yankee Universe packages this year to go to games with different people, and I got a bonus gift in one of them because I did it, and I requested it.
That's really nice, man.
Great.
See, you are a nice guy. The first thing I'm going to say is we dropped this tweet today. If anyone comes at us and says you guys are jinxed, you're fucked up, that I tweeted out the CC 3000 shirt before he actually did it. It's not on sale yet. It might not ever go on sale. He might not actually do it, but he's gonna. Right? It's close enough where people can at least reserve them. I'm just gonna.
Where's
I know.
he at right now?
What?
Where's he at right now?
He's 3 away.
Is he?
This is the CC shirt, by the way, and you can DM us, reserve one. 35% off if you DM us and reserve one. Okay.
It is a cool shirt.
So head on Twitter, wherever, find us on any social media, message us, comment to us that you want one. We're only selling a limited amount, so reach out to us for that. The second thing I want to say, and I haven't even told you guys this. You have a burner account on Twitter?
I do not have a burner account
Do you?
on Twitter.
Mm-mm.
I have a burner account, okay?
I'm pretty sure I can guess what it is. I'll just go through my mentions.
It's I Love Christian 27.
Nope.
Okay. So people know it's definitely not me. I have had other Yankee podcasts message me to leverage me to put out bad reviews on other Yankee podcasts outside of their own
Are you serious?
on iTunes to lower ratings for the competitive shows. So you go on our iTunes, we have 125 reviews. I think iTunes reviews right now are delayed. I got an email. And we're at a 4.5, and we've always been at a 5-star rating, and it pisses me off to no end to see 4.5. If you are a fan of this show, if you love the show, and you haven't yet left us a review on iTunes, it is more important now than ever, because in the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've seen how many Yankee podcasts show up now. And they're all starting to just go on every page and just do a 1-star review just to put down the other shows. If you love us, if you are a fan of this show, please just take 1 second and leave us a 5-star rating. I am asking that from the bottom of my heart.
I can honestly say that thought of lowering a competitive show's rating has never, ever crossed my mind.
Me neither.
And nor should it, because you should only care about what you're putting out and the content that you're putting out there.
If we got a 1-star review, I want to earn it. I want
Right,
to earn
absolutely.
it. That
And
somebody
look-
truly hates us.
And I'm not saying that there aren't people out there who just don't take to this show. We're blunt. You know, we speak our minds.
Smoking blunts.
And you know what?
Hell yeah.
You've gotten a lot of flack lately because you've been very vocal about the assholeness out there on Twitter and
a new
other
word.
social. And you know what? You get a lot of shit for it, and it causes people to then go out and leave a review that they're pissed off about things. But you know what? That is a review that I'm okay with. If you don't like it, look, I think you're an asshole for going on there and having to publicly, you know, say things because your own feelings were hurt and the show doesn't actually suck. But you know what? That's okay. And we're okay with that. But if you are, I'm talking to the people who love the show, who have been loyal to the show, and there's a lot of you over the last few seasons. Please, if you haven't already, take a second and just leave us a 5-star review. Again, it means more now than ever before.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, 5-star review. Okay.
Also, one last thing.
Yeah.
We don't say this enough. We are also on YouTube now. You can watch every single episode if you want. I've gotten a bunch of comments that people love the fact they could put a face, even though like we're not the most attractive group, but maybe Stack Eye Rye.
Thank you.
The girls love Stack Eye Rye. But you know, you can put a face to the voice. You can go on YouTube, just type in NYYST, our channel pops right up.
I don't even want to do the show today after that news.
No, you can't let it get you down, bro.
Nah,
you gotta
that's a scummy thing to do.
You gotta just have faith.
That's like House of Cards shit.
I never watched that show.
But you know
so.
what? You gotta just have faith in the people who have been loyal to us.
Tell me who fucking said it.
We'll talk out.
I
want names.
I will tweet every fucking Endgame spoiler to them.
I will
tweet it.
We will talk off air. I'm not gonna mention any names. I'll show you the messages that I've received, and it's been an influx of messages over the last couple weeks. That's all I'll say.
Wow.
I actually
Bombshell.
I actually got $80 from my cousin the other day
For what?
because I told him, I said, if you don't Venmo me $80 right now, I'm going to spoil Endgame for you.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Did he owe you money?
No,
Oh, you just got the $80. That's pretty
Yeah, I'm
good.
gonna
I could probably go rob a
That's
bank
kinda
without
scummy.
a gun.
I'm going to give it back.
That's kinda scummy, but I like it.
I'm going to give it back to him though.
Poor him that the movie actually means that much to him, but
This is what
Anyway.
you don't understand though.
Yeah,
is that,
man. And I'm
it's
kinda
11.
like,
It's 11
I'm sick
years.
of explaining it at this
All right,
point
and
because it
listen.
makes me like I'm not
been
I'm
11
not childish
years.
just for watching.
We'll say it
It's a
again.
guilty pleasure that it's also
okay.
great content.
And they're great movies. The movies that I have seen
Okay.
are amazing.
Okay.
We'll say this again, just one last quick bit of fluff. Me and Ryan have a little bit of a guilty pleasure that we have to admit. I think we have to just get it out there. We went to Boston, right? Which I'm just not comfortable in Boston. Like, there's too many fucking Red Sox fans around.
Uh-huh.
And we went to the game. We left in like the 5th or 6th inning just because, you know, we wanted to experience Boston a little bit. I've been there a few times. We went to a pretty cool bar.
A bar.
Out in fucking right outside.
Our team wasn't playing, so there was no, you know,
we got the experience.
obligation.
We soaked enough in. There's a fucking annoying little kid next to us. I wanted to get the fuck away from him.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, a Yankee fan caught a foul ball at the Red Sox game.
Oh, yeah.
Whole place fucking almost ripped his head off. But anyway, So it's around 6:30, 7 o'clock. We get an Uber. The guy's name was Bin. Worst fucking driver I've ever been with.
All right, so if you're in Boston, don't get an Uber.
Don't
with
get in an
Bin.
Uber with Bin. Okay. We get back. I stayed in my buddy's apartment. He was in New Jersey this past weekend. Saved me a few $100s. We start watching. Again, I'll bring him up. James
Holzhauser or something like that.
Okay, this guy is the most unbelievable Jeopardy contestant you will ever watch. Please just take a second and watch him on Monday, and you will be hooked.
He's already up to 1.275 million.
But they didn't in 17 days.
Yeah.
But they didn't air the episode because of the stupid NFL draft.
The second and third round of the NFL draft
So
or whatever.
we stream the episode. Okay, we watch it. Fast forward 12 hours later, 7 in the morning. Ryan and I are watching Jeopardy on Netflix the entire night. We have papers scattered on the table because it turned into a competition.
Yeah, we had to turn it into it.
And that's how we spent our night in Boston.
Wow, riveting.
Okay.
And I proved that I am much smarter than Chris.
No, no, you beat me in the fucking
All right.
kids rounds and the teen rounds. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
I
Keep
put up a
lying.
good fight in the adult.
All right,
rounds.
now it's I put up a good fight.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
All right. Well, you know, the New York Yankees have been putting up a good fight. They're currently 9-1 in their last 10 games.
Unreal.
Sweep of the San Francisco Giants over the weekend.
It's unbelievable.
Sitting at 17-11, and you know what we were worried about? We said this is your opportunity to bury the Red Sox. They're 6 games up on Boston in the loss column right now.
Yeah, and it still doesn't mean much to me.
I think that's.
I mean, it's fantastic. It's better than being 6 games down.
The Rays are 18-9 right now. They have a 2-game lead over the Yankees. I mean, it is April 27th, right? 27th.
Yeah.
But
27th, 28th.
28th.
It's the 28th. But
Yeah, it's
listen,
28th.
Christian, we
Exactly
were
a
at this
month
game.
in to the season.
It was Red Sox Rays, and we're looking up at the scoreboard with all these guys coming up for the Rays who are nobodies, and the numbers they're putting up, they're not going to sustain that type of play all year. That's just not their. I just don't see it.
I'm glad
happening.
that you said that because this is one of the main points that I want to have on the show here today.
And I'm glad it is because it's something I wanted to talk about too.
Is that there's a section of Yankee fans on social media that don't want the Stars to come back. They like the little engine that could,
Which is funny.
They like the Urshela's and that's pretty much it.
How could you not, though, right?
No. It's not that I don't like them.
Right.
It's that, we like the small ball. We like the bunts. We like the stolen bases. We don't want any of our stars to come back. Now, look, the Angels and Giants are masquerading as major league teams right now.
Right.
Okay. Do you really think the Yankees can sustain this
No.
through the next 5 months of a season?
I'm so happy that you just said that because on the drive home from Boston, I was talking to Ryan, and it was before we even turned the fan on, where they were talking about the same exact thing. I was like, I'm kind of torn because it's kind of refreshing to watch these scrappy guys who don't strike out a lot, who make contact, who get on base, who find ways to score runs. And it's almost like you're sitting there like, I kind of don't want all these guys to come back.
Yeah, that
And-
thought never crossed my mind.
No, but here's the thing. I stopped that thought. It's not a full thought because I'm rational. And I say to myself, this can't be sustained. As great as it is right now, you have to look at it as it's great that they're holding this up and playing this type of baseball while the main guys are out. How many of those 10 games were they away?
7.
7, yeah.
7 out of the 10, right? Is this team, the team that's on the field right now, built for Yankee Stadium?
I don't think they're
No.
really built for any stadium.
They
I don't know. They look built for San Francisco Stadium, man.
That's what I'm
They're
saying, though.
built for
Openness.
the PNC Field is where the real riders play. That's what they're built for.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is you play 81 games at home.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're the Red Sox, then you play a couple in London.
You play like 75.
All right? You play 81 games at home. There's a reason why this team is built the way it is with power guys who strike out a lot. This team would not sustain this type of play. At least I don't think. It's not likely.
No, they would not sustain this type of play. They're playing inferior competition right now, okay? So even though you still have guys like Gleyber Torres and Gary Sanchez who are better than except for Mike Trout, they're better than anybody that Anaheim has or the Giants have. Even Brett Gardner would probably be the second or third best player on either of those teams, really, if you think about it. So, yeah, their pitching's been really good. Paxton's been good. Herman, I don't know what the hell happened to him in the sixth inning today, but he's been really good. Haps found something. You're getting good starting pitching. The bullpen's been a little bit better. So, you're able to beat these bad teams. Pudge Rodriguez's son was the starting pitcher for the Giants today.
Oh, you mean, who the fuck does he look like?
Pudge Rodriguez.
No, he looks like Lincecum.
He looks exactly like his father.
Do you really think he does?
He looks exactly like his father, just skinnier.
Susan Waldman was saying on the radio he looks nothing like him.
Yeah.
I got home and I saw the resemblance, but I guess I didn't see him close enough.
If you stretched him out and just put some long hair on him, he's his father.
If you showed me a picture of him and you said this guy's dad was a catcher in
you would
baseball,
know immediately.
Oh, it's Pudge.
So the Yankees active right now on their 25-man roster, their active outfielders, Brett Gardner, Cameron Maybin, who they had to go sniff around.
Pickup.
They had to sniff around Cleveland's garbage bins to find this guy, okay? And Mike Tauchman. Mike Tauchman, who's back to being the sarcastic immortal Mike Tauchman, who's batting 186 on the year, okay? That's the outfield you want? That's the outfield that we want because they're scrappy. They're scrappy.
I don't know what it is about the fans right now, and I'm not knocking the fans. I'm just making a statement. I don't know what it is that they're so against the long ball and the power lineup that this team is built.
What did we spend the majority of our offseason arguing with people about? Not getting Machado, not getting Harper, right? So two of the biggest stars to ever hit free agency, the Yankees didn't get. You all were mad about it. Oh, screw the Yankees.
I fucking hate when
I'm done.
You and my wife say y'all.
I'm done. Yeah, you know what? You know what I mean?
You're not from down south.
You know what your wife and I have in common that we hate?
Me.
Yeah, so, okay. I'm done with the Yankees. They're cheap. They start how cheap, how revenue charts and blah, 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 whatever, right? Because you didn't get Machado and Harper.
now they love all
your
these.
Starting outfield is Brett Gardner, Mike Tauchman, and Cameron Maybin, and you're okay with this.
I'm sorry, but you could keep talking. I got to pull this tweet up. The one that you commented on that the guy said to me.
Yeah. Now you're okay with this. So the Yankees... This is what I don't understand about this fan base is that you were mad you didn't get Bryce Harper or Manny Machado, but now Gio Urshela is great. Don't get me wrong, he's done a great job, but we don't need Miguel Andujar to come back. We don't need Giancarlo Stanton to come back because we have Mike Tauchman. Come on, Mike Tauchman is.
You're right.
Mike Tauchman got hot a little bit because he's a lefty who can reach the seats out in right field. But now that he's in a big ballpark like San Francisco or Anaheim where his swing doesn't travel like it would at Yankee Stadium, he's not doing anything.
But here's what I think you need to try a little. No. You don't have to. I know you're your own person. You're very stubborn in a lot of ways.
We have to use Tyro Estrada and Tyler Wade in the outfield. But we don't need Aaron Hicks,
I just
right?
want you to try for 1 week.
What?
To just like I say, for you to feel your feelings, let them feel their feelings a little bit.
No, this is stupid.
They're excited that these guys are playing so well.
Chris, this is stupid, though.
But it's okay. It's okay for a little stupidity. You want to know why? Because they're 9-1.
Because they winning.
They're 9-1 in their last 10 games.
No, but but these people legitimately think this team is a playoff team.
You want to talk about stupid?
Yeah, I saw
this
it already.
is stupid. I tweeted this the other night. Assuming Luke Voit plays a full season, I'm basing it around 600 at-bats. This was, again, a few nights ago, I think after the first game of the San Francisco series.
Okay.
He's on pace for about 49 home runs and 135 RBIs. That's probably gone up. Someone fucking quotes this tweet and says, and assuming Gary Sanchez plays a whole season, which he won't, he's already been hurt, you jerk off, so you're right, I guess.
And catchers never really play a whole season anyway, so.
He would be on pace for about 200 negative catching events. Error, pass ball.
Is that a new analytics stat?
Yeah.
Negative, a catching event.
Okay. So I said, okay, and what about his offensive events? How many negative points is he going to have there? As he hits a grand slam and then hits, 2-run homer today?
Yeah,
Bomb.
Then he comes back and says, because I said at the end of my tweet, reminder, Yankees got Voit for fucking chasing Shreve. Like, people don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
He goes, reminder that the Yankees could have gotten Real Muto for Sanchez and Andujar. You're not. I'm sorry. At that point, I was like, you must be a troll, and I just cut him off. You can't be fucking serious, right? His point is like, they're hurt. They suck. Fuck you. Real Muto suck. I hate that jerk off because of his name. Because I hate saying his name. But anyway, that's stupidity. You know, if people are excited that these guys and, you know, they want to say stupid things, fine. But true stupidity is that tweet right there that I read.
I said it in the offseason. If you wanted to tell me that you were willing to swap Real Muto for Sanchez straight up because you for whatever reason you got tired of him, Sanchez, that is, okay, whatever, fine. You deal with it, 1-for-1 swap, fine, okay. But where's the intelligence of giving more players to the Marlins for Real Muto? Where do you, and Miguel Andujar of all people?
Right. There isn't any. Anyway, regardless, this team's what, 17-11 now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they were sitting at 8-10 at one point.
Uh-huh.
And we told everyone to please take a deep breath here. Not only has there been more bad news, but it's just constant.
Tommy Kahnle.
What happened with him?
Nothing. I'm just saying. I'm looking at his stats.
He
Outside
looks
of that,
like he's about to disappear, by the way.
outside of that one game in, he's been in 12 games this year. He's
Chicago?
had 11 scoreless appearances.
Wow.
It's phenomenal.
The only time he gave up runs is when he gave up that home run in Houston.
It's
That's
phenomenal.
Houston. Also, by the way, with LeMahieu and Urshela, both X-rays came back negative for both players.
Just for Tommy Kahnle, right? Whips under 1, 15 strikeouts in 10 2/3 innings, ERA of 1.69.
That's the Tommy Kahnle we need, man.
What was that pitch he was
Imagine
throwing
he
the other
wasn't-
night, Chris?
That was
We were watching here.
It was a changeup.
He got a.
I just
he
did.
got
Nasty.
He got Evan Longoria on that changeup today, and Evan Longoria, man. Outside of David Ortiz in the last 10 years,
Oh man,
you haven't feared a hitter more. Against
Absolutely.
Than Evan Longoria.
Even out of his prime, he's just always kills the Yankees.
But he's lost right
But
now.
imagine where the Yankees would be. Plus, you gotta talk about Britton too, who seems to find it, and then he comes in the next day and he's just fucking lost again.
The other day.
It's very frustrating. But putting all that aside, where would the Yankees be without Tommy Kahnle right now? Being that Betances is out, and some of these other guys have been, you know, somewhat of a question mark. Tommy Kahnle has really stepped it the fuck up.
I think they'd have at least another loss without the performance of Kahnle.
Oh, I think they might have a couple. He's been put in some pretty big spots over the last week or so.
Can we give Christian some credit for his analysis saying that Chad Green was potentially going to get sent down?
I actually
Because I was like, no way would they do this.
I actually tweeted
It took one more bad appearance from Chad Green,
Right.
though.
the teaser that I put out for episode 113 was, you kind of missed the beginning, but we were actually talking about Chad Green potentially being sent down for Tarpley. And I had to retweet it and say, credit to Christian, man.
Absolutely.
That whole conversation was, would they send down Chad Green? Has it gotten to that point? I fed into it a little because I didn't think it was a crazy idea, but I didn't think it was actually going to happen.
I said it would take one more bad appearance for them to start to consider it, not to immediately send him down after it.
They're definitely considering it before then, but I think really, like, realistically, I was not thinking that was actually going to happen. I really wasn't.
They're using. They're going to use Chad Green as an opener down in Scranton.
Okay.
Oh.
Try to figure something out. With him.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
baseball.
what do you really want to talk about? It's hard to really dive into this team. They're winning right now. It seems like they're winning with a lot of smoke and mirrors.
I like the scrappiness. I do. And not because I want it to stick around and this is how it should be. I like the fact that these guys have had to step up to the plate, and instead of trying to be the guys whose shoes they're filling, they're coming into their own. They're playing the type of baseball that they need to play to win, and it's refreshing.
You know who the two guys that have really stepped up in the regulars
are
Voit and LeMahieu.
Okay, are we at a point now, because I said this the other day to myself, are we at a point now where Luke Voit, we can say he's the real deal? I mean, is it still too early on in this season?
I think it's still a bit too early, but I think it's totally solidifying itself that he really...
I don't think it's too early.
No, I know.
Anymore.
And
because maybe you're watching a guy who had the success, last year, and it was a small sample size, but he's truly sustained it and showed what kind of talent doesn't just disappear. He's shown what kind of talent he has, and that guys still haven't been able to figure him out.
And plus, the good thing is that his game is at its best right now when guys like Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton aren't in that lineup to protect him.
This is what was important, is that you needed somebody to fill the void.
The
void.
Yeah, well, he stepped up, man. I mean, he's got, a 39-game on-base streak. He snapped his hitting streak yesterday, but then he got 3 hits today. He got a really big hit when it was 2-0. He gets that single through the hole on the right side of the infield, scores 2 big runs there. Kind of gave the Yankees a little bit of breathing room.
Why are we so reluctant to give in to the fact that he could be the solution?
Because who did they?
Is it because we've had so much bad success?
I think he is the solution now. I think he solidified himself.
Do you think he's there? Do you think it's
I think
time?
at this point, it's his job. I mean, he's really going to...
I'm not
I agree
saying
with
that that's a question. What I'm saying is, have the Yankees found their first baseman?
Yeah, I think they have now.
And I think he's been really good defensively too.
No,
outside of the first 2 weeks,
he's been up and down. One game he looks like he's really improved out there, and then today, not that he got credit with any errors, but he was a little men's out there,
But you're not really holding your breath with this guy. I mean, he knows how to pick a ball. He's made some nice plays. He can definitely evolve into a pretty good defensive first baseman.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely room for improvement.
Adequate.
For him.
I don't think
it's not like he's
be
lost, is what I'm saying.
Serviceable.
If he's gonna hit the way he's hitting, then I will absolutely take his defense any day of the week.
Me too.
So, I mean, some good news injury-wise is that Miguel Andujar played in some extended spring training games over the weekend. Apparently, everything's pretty good there. He probably Tuesday or Wednesday, Boone said that he'll go play with, I believe, High A Tampa, and then looks like he could be on track to join the Yankees.
Dude, I'm
over the
shocked.
weekend.
I'm really shocked. I didn't think this was going to happen. I really didn't. He had I don't know if he just said this, but he had a home run. His first game, I think.
Yeah.
With single A, is he going to play the field?
I would assume that would be the
plan. I mean, at this point. And then Ryan said it to me the other night. We were watching the San Francisco game, the first game of the series. I mean, let's just assume a lot of these guys start rolling back into the lineup healthy. Who are the guys you're sending down? Because Gio Urshela, man, he's earned a spot here, I think.
Right now, right? Let's say Urshela's hand, the X-ray came back negative on Urshela's hand, but you got to see how it swells up or whatever, right? The off day could be good for him, get some of that swelling out there, even if he misses Tuesday's game, and then it'd be fine for Wednesday. If the Yankees weren't so friggin' banged up, I would just say because you got a day off tomorrow on Monday, 2-game series, day off Thursday. Just give him these 4 days to rest it. But even with LeMahieu, you can't really afford to have a dead spot on your bench.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, look at what they had to do today. I mean, J.A. had to come in and pinch hit.
Yeah, and that was another thing people were freaking out about on Twitter. But you know what? And Boone Boone explained it as well as you can explain it.
2 outs, right? At that
it's
point,
it's a low leverage situation. You got nobody on. You're up in the game. You're not going to burn through one of your remaining bench players when you already had to put in 2 guys for injury replacements and leave yourself with 1 guy at that point in the game. And he even said that if the first 2 guys reached, he was bringing in Hap because he wanted to use that spot to bunt.
Oh, he would have done it anyway.
Yeah. The only way Ford was coming on if there was 1 on with 1 out. If there was no on and 2 out, as we saw happen, then it was 2 on with no out. He was still bringing in Hap to bunt.
Who was it that we were listening to that was being interviewed today with Richard Neer?
Rick Cerrone?
Rick Cerrone. Did you know he has a column with
I call part
Digest, something Digest?
Baseball Digest?
Yeah.
First of all, it was a great interview.
Awesome interview.
I'd love to have him on the show.
Richard Neer.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Neer. He puts me to sleep too. But Cerrone was talking about how much credit Aaron Boone really deserves for this because of the things that we spew every single week, that this guy doesn't change who he is. And as frustrating as it might be to hear it over and over, that's what the Yankees want and need. And how important that is, that if you have a manager who's freaking out after they're 8-11 and everyone's still getting injured, you're not looking at a team that's 17-11 right now. You're looking at a team that's folding under pressure, in my opinion. And I loved every second of that.
And yesterday, because this was written a few days ago, so it's not really up to date, but it's a list of when the injured Yankees are due back, and it said that it says expected return for Ellsbury TBD. And,
oh, Jesus.
And somebody, when Boone was going through the injury list yesterday, somebody thought, the obligatory Ellsbury, and he's like, Boone was just basically like, he's not far along. Meaning that he's just not really doing anything.
He said deja vu, man, from things last episode.
Things keep popping up for him. That's what.
Of course, that's it. I don't even want. Just like we don't say the name SG anymore on the show, I don't even think we should say Ellsbury's name anymore. Okay. Unless it said he's released.
The other guy that went on the injured list earlier in the week was Clint Frazier. But it shouldn't be too long.
It's actually Clit Frazier.
No.
Flavor?
That's not
it's
true.
Clint Frazier. He should be back within 10 to 14 days. So
okay, so 4 weeks.
No.
I love how I was actually tweeting that game from our main account that night, and I said, I promise you, he's not okay. I thought maybe it'd be more day-to-day, but I said, don't be surprised if he ends up on the injury list, and people were flipping out on me like, wait till you get the facts.
And
I'm watching the facts right now. He can't even swing a bat.
That's the kind of injury too. You don't feel that until the next morning when you wake up.
No, the Yankees were right to shut him down. I mean,
it was the right move.
But you know what's frustrating? It's almost like the Madden curse. Whenever someone's on the cover of Madden, they get hurt.
Which it hit early this year.
It's like the play well curse right now. Any guy who's been stepping up for this team,
play well. Like
curse. DJ LeMahieu just started getting hot for this team.
Oh, he totally turned it back
Gio
on.
Urshela hot, boom, both down. What was that? Both of them today? Well,
yeah.
DJ's was
actually
dude
on Friday.
But Frazier, have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen a player hotter and then all of a sudden, boom, down?
How about the sound that made when Urshela got hit?
Yeah,
man, that was a pop.
There's not a lot of meat there, so
at least it came back negative.
That's where Judge got hit, right?
No.
Who got hit in the wrist and missed?
Well, Judge did, but it was different spot.
Oh.
It got hit on there. He got hit on the top of his
it was
bad.
Yeah.
By what's his face? Who didn't he hit someone else?
Jacob Junis.
What are you talking about?
Aaron Judge last year.
I know that, but what are you talking about?
The next day, the next pitcher hurt Aaron Judge. I forget who it was.
Oh, right. It was
the same
both
team
against the Royals, right?
No, Judge didn't get hit this time around. He
didn't
pulled
get
the
hit.
muscles.
Right, he got hurt in the
against
same
the
series,
Royals again,
and the game was also 7-2, which is weird.
So Frazier, sucks for him again that he's hurt again. But I mean,
that's a freak thing. I mean,
but I think at least it's great that he was able to prove to himself, most importantly, that he is a legitimate MLB hitter.
That's a freak injury / learn how to fucking slide. Okay?
That looked like it hurt.
As much as people want to get on the Yankees training staff, which I think is ridiculous, a lot of these things have been freak injuries. Frazier sliding in the second base, and Duhar sliding at third base. Urshela gets hit by a pitch. LeMahieu fouls a ball off his leg. I mean, you can't hold that on the
all those things you can't hold anyone accountable for.
Did we talk about what happened with Stan? Did we cover that on the show? Probably not, right?
I don't think we did.
No.
I mean, Jesus. Then you get injuries on top of injuries. Stan could be back right now because he's, as Boone said, he's completely healed from the bicep injury. But now he needed a cortisone shot in his shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been another frustrating layer to this whole season as far as the injury
Is
front.
that you can't get these guys back
Right.
because they heal from one thing and something else happens to them. But Boone did say that it shouldn't be too much. I mean, Stanton didn't go with the team to San Francisco because he lives close by to where they were in Anaheim. So he stayed there, did some rehab. He's going to join the team in Arizona. And then, it shouldn't be too long after that. He'll be playing in some games. And
is he going to be activated in Arizona?
No, he's not going to be activated in Arizona.
But he's just joining the team.
Yeah.
I heard some good news on Betances, or am I wrong?
It's the thing with Betances is that once he gets throwing, it's not going to take him a long time to get back because he's a reliever.
Okay. And Stat Guy Rye asked me this the other today. I don't know. My days are just meshing at this point. Will we see Luis Severino this year?
If you do, it won't be till after the All-Star game. That's the feeling that I've been getting.
I think if he suffers one more setback, they're just going to shut it all down.
No, I don't know about that. I think they're going to keep pushing for it. Unless
they invested in him, man.
Yeah, but if you
they
think
still got what, six more seasons after that?
That could be more of a reason to shut him down.
And if there's not something major structurally wrong with him, then I don't see them shutting it down. I just see them.
But think about this, man.
But if he has another setback,
let's talk about Paxton, right? I mean, this guy has truly stepped it up.
32 Ks in his last 3 starts.
Right. Let's just think about that. If Severino can come back healthy and strong and be Luis Severino, on top of Tanaka pitching the way we know he could pitch in the postseason, this might be the rotation that we've all been looking for to coast us through October. If we get there, which we better. So it's as many negative things that have hit this team, the fact that they're playing such good baseball has allowed us to still look at a lot of the positives. Definitely. It really has. And that's what I like. You want to throw it to the sponsor soon?
Yeah, go ahead. Throw it to
All right, let's throw it to baseballism.com. Or you can go to a physical location. Michael K was actually there in San Francisco. He tweeted out a pic the other day, and we were actually at the physical location in Boston. We met the store manager, Katie, some other guy who talked a lot.
Yeah, he talked a lot. He's a good guy.
Nice guy. Great guy.
Actually, we got a little update on Troy Tulowitzki here. He could be playing in an extended spring training game tomorrow.
But
or today, since you'll hear this on Monday.
Not to go off of the spot, but when we come back, can we just touch up on Tulo? I want to ask you a question about that.
Okay.
Your thoughts on something.
Okay.
Back on
Baseballism.com. Check them out. Make sure you use promo code NYYST at checkout to save yourself 15% on your order. Let's throw it to the sponsor, and we'll be back after this.
Hey, have you heard about Baseballism? A premium lifestyle apparel brand focusing on the class, tradition, and history of baseball. You can find everything from accessories such as phone cases and watches to your next favorite baseball tee. Whether you're a player or just a fan of the game, Baseballism has something for everyone. They also have multiple stores, including one in Cooperstown, home of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Hop online to baseballism.com and check out all they have to offer. Just be sure to use promo code NYYST at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Baseballism, a brand built for love of the game.
All right, we're back here on episode 114 of the NYYST podcast. That was our sponsor, Baseballism. Check them out at baseballism.com.
Check out the hat, though.
NYYST will save you 15% at checkout. So you wanted to ask me about something about Tortu.
Okay, so we're not talking about Miguel Andujar, right? We're not talking about Giancarlo Stanton. We're not talking about Aaron Judge. We're talking about Troy Tulowitzki, who didn't have a lot of time to do so, but he didn't really prove himself when he was healthy. Are you really excited that...
Yes.
Why?
Not
Tell
excited, but I do want him
whose place does he take?
I'm not excited for him to come back, but I do want him to come back.
I didn't ask that because I think we all want the guys to come back who are hurt. What I'm asking is, are you necessarily excited or anxious for him to come back, and what moves are made when he does come back?
The Yankees need healthy bodies up here, so I mean, if he's going to be a healthy body, I'd take him.
But who is he replacing? Because a lot of the guys here, even Tyler Wade, who offensively, I know he's been a little bit better.
I mean, I would
defensively and off the bench, I really like Tyler Wade now.
All right, so he could stay.
Keep in mind, though, that some other players might be back before Tulowitzki, so you have to add that into the equation as well.
And Estrada's been really good.
Yeah, but I think they want to keep him down.
Yeah, I understand. But Estrada's got to be the move, right?
Yeah, I would assume so at this point.
Yeah, because they would keep Talkman up there for now?
You could also
not getting any help in the outfield.
You could dump off guys like Tarpley and shit too.
No, they're going to keep their bullpen at 13.
Oh, I'm saying when Betances comes back.
Yeah, but that's still we're probably at least a month away from Betances coming back.
All right, so you'd say Estrada's the move, but then what about Tulowitzki's on the team? He's really not doing all that great, and then Stanton's healthy now, and who's
Mike Talkman?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be upset about it, but you got to also
You would probably think that they would keep Talkman over Maben at this point because Talkman has options.
Is Tulowitzki on the roster at the end of this regular season?
I don't think so.
No way.
In this organization, I'd rather say.
because of one guy.
No, because they would have to designate him for assignment, and then if he shows any type of anything, somebody will pick him up.
The answer is no for one guy.
His expiration
one guy
date,
is the reason, and that's Gio Urshela.
No.
I thought it was Didi.
It's Didi Gregorius. His expiration date comes when Didi comes back.
Okay, but we don't know for sure. I know he's looking good and feeling good. I'm talking about more of what's happening right now.
No, the reason why he doesn't have a spot on this team is because of Gio Urshela, but his expiration date comes when Didi Gregorius comes back.
Okay, so that's fair. If Gio Urshela wasn't on this team or wasn't playing well, or maybe he sucks by the time...
Tua would be a bench player.
Right, but because Gio's really stepped up...
And the Yankees would, if I'm not mistaken, the Yankees would lose Urshela because it's... you left your computer at home, so you can't even do your job.
Really prepared.
He might be out of options.
I don't know if he is.
I don't think he is. It doesn't seem like he would be.
Wasn't he in the minor leagues most of the season last year?
I think they signed him to a minor league contract, though.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Listen, that's your shit, bro. All that shit confuses me.
I don't know. I don't know what his option status are. I don't even that's one thing.
Yeah,
I'm
we
a
need
little
a
shaky
stat guy
on.
or something.
You know what? I'll fill in.
I forgot my laptop. I'm a bit out of it. We didn't sleep. Chris told you guys about the Jeopardy stuff, so we got 2 hours of sleep.
That was last night?
This morning.
Yeah,
It was this morning.
It was
7 a.m.
We finally fell asleep at 7, woke up at 9, drove 5 hours back
Yeah, I
home.
woke up at 8:30, I think.
Been a mess.
It was
All worth
good
it.
time, though. Great time.
So there is a little injury update on our former guest here, Ben Heller.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It says he's been steadily recovering, and he's been facing hitters in Tampa, and he could become a depth option sometime in June.
He could be a nice piece for this team in that back end of the bullpen.
Who'd you say?
Ben Heller.
Hello.
Especially if Tarpley keeps pitching the way. Is Heller a lefty?
No,
righty.
Yeah, Tarpley, man, he looks.
Okay,
Jonathan Tarpley.
Have you had
Steven
your computer?
Tarpley doesn't look.
Okay. Well, why
I
didn't you
texted
bring a
Heller
laptop? Okay.
when I was in Florida. I was thinking about going to a spring training game, but he wasn't with the team.
Holder looked pretty good today, too, in his inning of work.
I don't know how to feel about him right now, though. So he's just so hot and cold, just like Britton. But you can see glimpses of Britton coming back into his old form.
The thing with Holder is, fans get all agitated when he comes in, especially in close games. 2 runs either way or 3 runs either way. But what are you gonna do? Boone's got to use this guy. He can't be throwing Ottavino and Britton every single night. The game that they lost in Anaheim, it was a tie game, and in the 6th inning, and he went to Holder with 2 outs in the 6th inning, and everybody freaked out about it. You're asking him to get 1 out. I know that people are now countering, Josh Hader pitched 2 innings against the Mets on Saturday night. That's great. Let them burn their bullpen guys out in April.
Well,
why there's no need for Adam Ottavino or Britton to be going multiple innings right now. You got a guy like Holder out there who was really good for you last year. You got to think that he can get you 1 out.
Well, I'm glad you just brought that up, because I think part of the reason you're seeing Yankee starters maybe go an inning too long of late, a part of that has to do with the fact that maybe Boone has been pushing these guys a little bit longer than he normally would in, late April.
I don't think he's been pushing anybody that long.
Oh, you saw Paxton throw 4 pitches the other night.
I would hope that. I'm not even saying he's got that in his arm,
right?
Though.
But I'm not just saying just pitch count. It takes time for these guys to build up what they can really do midsummer.
Yeah, but it's his 5th start now. He should be able to throw 100 pitches.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not saying he shouldn't be, but you're seeing that 1 inning come up in a lot of these starting pitchers lately, where
and I think today
they kind of lose it all, and it's like maybe Boone normally, if he had a full bullpen,
I think today if they weren't up 8-0, he would have not allowed Herman to get through the 6th inning. He probably would have taken him out.
The most frustrating thing for me is the fact that they're up 6-0 the other day, and then all of a sudden Chapman's coming into the game.
Yeah, you know what? And I told you this. Like, I would get upset over that, but just what they're throwing out there, and they're winning.
You're right.
As long as the end of the day that. And then really, you think about it, they should have swept Anaheim. I mean, Tanaka's got to be better than that. He's got to hold a 4-0 lead.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he that was another one. He lost it in his last
inning.
inning.
I mean, really, if you really want to break down this whole West Coast trip so far, the game they lost, fine, I'm not going to bitch and complain, but they had a 4-0 lead.
Which, what are they tied?
That's a game that you're not typically losing.
They're tied with the Braves for most blown leads so far this year.
They had a lead in 9 of their 11 losses this year.
Yeah. But again, look at the record. Look at the way they've been playing. Yeah. Just like you've been saying, you can't harp on those things right now.
Nah.
This team should not be playing as well as they have been. And it's not just bullshit. This team is finding ways to win.
No, they're playing good baseball.
Yeah, they
hit 15
really
hits, right?
Are,
yesterday.
They scored
really
11 runs on Sunday.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But, Arizona's played a little bit better since we last recorded, although they did drop their last 2 games. It might be a little bit tougher of a test for them. And then, they're going home after that. Let's bring up the schedule here.
Yeah, then Minnesota, I think, at home, right?
They go home after 2. Yeah, you know what? I don't care about Minnesota. We said this last week. I don't care what Minnesota
They could
does.
be undefeated up to that point.
We said that. The Twins, we could play the Twins at the end of the year. They could be 150-0, and I'm still confident the Yankees are sweeping them at home. Or at least just making them look like shit.
The Twins are currently leading the AL Central. They're currently leading. They're 16-9 right now. They're playing good ball, 7-3 in their last 10. So
that was the case 2 years ago, right? And then Cleveland went on that 23-game winning streak or something like that.
All right, so you know how the phrase "no question is a stupid question." Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it.
Okay, embracing
If
myself.
a player is out of options in 2018 and then gets traded or signed to a minor league deal,
then
with
he's
another,
out of options.
Still out of options.
Yeah, it's a player.
Okay, so
The players
Players option.
I didn't know because I know a lot of times they carry over.
You don't get
and
more
shit.
options once you're out. You're out.
Urshela is
You're
actually
out of options.
Yeah, I figured that. So yeah, the Yankees would lose him. So I don't think they're
not right now. They're not ready to lose him.
Hell no.
And he get picked up immediately.
If
Definitely.
he's okay with the hand, and if Andujar is ready to come back this weekend, Urshela is going to be your third baseman, and Andujar would be your DH for right now.
Right.
I'm not saying that completely healthy. I'm playing Urshela over Andujar, which I've seen people tweet, "Oh, you got to play Urshela over Andujar because of his defense." No, you don't. It's the same reason why you don't play Romine over Sanchez because of his defense, because
Right.
Urshela can't do with the bat what Miguel Andujar can do, just like Romine can't do with the bat what Gary Sanchez can do. Austin Romine has wet dreams over hitting the ball.
And people think
the
that's
way
us
that Gary
ripping
Sanchez.
Austin Romine,
No.
and it's not. We love the guy, and he's done a phenomenal job. Every time Gary's gone down, Romine has stepped it up. He's been great, but he's not Gary Sanchez. People need to get this notion out of their head that Gary Sanchez costs the Yankees more games than wins for them, because it's just ridiculous.
You know what? If Gary Sanchez is going to, he's going to hit 35 home runs this year, you're not going to care about pass balls. I'm sorry. You're just not.
Tommy Kahnle had options also, by the way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I thought he had one left. No?
He's out.
Okay, so Tommy Kahnle. Okay.
Okay, let Tommy Kahnle. Go ahead.
Mike from the Bronx.
So we'll be
Don't
back
look the-
unless you guys want to hit on anything else or
No, man. I listen. I think we had a nice little fluff bullshit going on. I think we covered everything we needed to cover. I thought it was a nice little episode here.
I think it's you just keep checking days off the calendar right now. The Yankees win, check it off. The Yankees win, check it off. Because even if the Yankees on this trip would have went, what did they play, 7 games? If they would have went 3-4, you would have been okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't fall on their face. They played decently on the road and on the West Coast. And you know what? With the way with the lineups that they're running out there, you're like, okay, I'm fine. But they went 6-1 in their last 7 games. So just keep checking them off. You don't think too deeply into it. You like that Gary is getting a little hot. You hope DJ's okay. You like that he's getting hot. You like that Voigt stepping up in all these guys' absence.
You like that Gary came back from this injury and has now
Definitely
just
Took him a couple games.
Yeah, but still, you expect that.
Right.
I mean,
and the other thing is that in his last 6 games or so, Glaber's stepped up. He's been hitting the ball a lot better.
Yeah, he's doing he's not doing what you said he was doing, which was kind of overcompensating and pressing.
Well, now
he's trying
because
to do too much.
Yeah,
Like that
because
he
you know what?
down
And
the
I'm
third
not saying
baseline.
that he can't adjust to this later in his career, but right now he likes to be a follower more than a leader. Because he likes to follow in line with everybody else. And Voigt's hot, LeMahieu's hot, Gary's hot, so now Glaber can get hot. When Glaber needs to be that guy, he hasn't been that guy.
Right.
And you know what? That's not to say that he can't be, because this is only his
course
second
not.
year in Major League Baseball. But right now, that's why you needed other guys, and then you would see the best of Glaber Torres. And I think we are seeing that right now.
And you know what's funny too? We took a trip last year to Camden Yards, and it was around the same time the Yankees actually had a West Coast trip against the Angels, and that's really when they started to kind of play really good baseball on the West Coast. This team, with these early West Coast trips, they've actually had a lot of success over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
They said the West Coast is the best coast.
Right.
I like that.
I don't.
East Coast is the least coast.
Yeah, that's some garbage.
Oh, I thought that was like a Yankee
It's a lyric.
phrase that came up.
No.
Is that a Kid Rock lyric?
No.
We got
I
to.
know. I just
Should we
wanted
try
to
and
drop
get
Kid
Kid
Rock.
Rock on the show?
Yeah,
Might
I
as
don't know how
well.
he
We
fits
name
in.
dropped him twice now.
Oh, we
I
talked
don't
to
even
him
like
about.
Kid Rock.
Okay,
that
well,
much.
Kid Rock here. Okay, Bomb with the Bird, Bang the Dang Diggy. Okay.
That was that even him?
Yeah, so
Yes.
it was
It was
close
him?
enough. It was close enough.
Okay.
Ba with the ba. That's
Ba with
Kid
the
Rock.
ba.
And the
Bang,
dude
diggy,
that died, the mini-me dude.
That wasn't Mini Me.
What,
No,
Vern
I know
Troyer?
it wasn't, but he died.
Yeah, no. The guy's name was Joe C.
Okay,
But it wasn't Mini Me.
I understand. I was saying
All right.
Before
I was saying he died.
yeah. You just grouping all little people together.
No, but Vern Troyer was in a music video for Kid Rock.
He was actually.
was he?
Yes.
But he's thinking of Joe C.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I didn't.
I know who I'm thinking of.
Okay, I'm glad that you know who you're
All right.
thinking of.
All right.
All right, enough
Okay.
Kid Rock. Enough Kid Rock talk. My bad. I apologize. For
Ryan
bringing-
derails the show now.
Yeah, I
All
really
right, so
do.
we'll be back. We'll do a midweek pod this week. We'll record Thursday, wrap up.
I'm excited for your guys' show together.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It'll be good to talk about it. Too.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, we got major spoilers. Okay.
Don't watch or listen to the show if you haven't seen Endgame.
Yeah, which we'll probably drop. Like we'll kind
I
of
really want you
mention
guys
that.
to do it live because I really want to start messing around with it. That would be
Yeah,
such
but
a...
I don't think it's
not fair right now.
You
All
don't,
right,
you don't
fine.
want to get even
Can
just
you
one
maybe
person.
do one little portion when you talk about the Yankees? Can you go live on it?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Okay, let's think
Maybe
about
we'll
now.
go live. Maybe the three of us will go live next week.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Because we'll do maybe a short little show. We'll go
Okay,
live.
okay, okay.
it.
All right, so like we said, Yanks will be in Arizona, and then hopefully they'll come home, and there'll be some smiling faces in the clubhouse, maybe in the form of Miguel Andujar.
As long as fucking Jacoby Ellsbury isn't in the clubhouse.
Maybe in the form of a guy like Giancarlo Stanton, and then maybe Aaron Hicks will resurrect himself from the dead, and we can see him too. Okay. So thank you for listening to episode 114 of the NYYST podcast. Thank you to our sponsors, Baseballism. Follow them on Twitter at Baseballism. Follow us on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk. No, I'm not even doing it correctly.
Oh,
I wanted to cut.
It's been so long.
Oh wow, sorry, Rob.
That truly offended me.
All right, okay.
So I was like prepping for it. I thought that was gonna be a good one too.
Okay, I'm sorry, it wasn't in the
okay.
analytics. It's that guy, Rye.
Let's go Yanks,
Chris. Say goodbye.
Peace!